Hello everyone, I'm Shannon and welcome to our introduction and inspiration video for the November 2025 Hero Studio release. In this video, I will cover all subscription options including the card kit, die set, stamp and cut, cling, and layering stencils of the month. I'll also go over the whole studio as well as the bonus item for November. Now let's start things off by taking a closer look at this month's card kit. The November card kit includes the To Be Read Pile stamp set, the To Be Read Pile coordinating die set, the Happy Place die set, the Professional Bookworm stamp and cut, a 1-ounce container of gold hero wax, and 10 half sheets of colored cardstock. First up is the Happy Place die set. These dies build a really cute reader. You can see there's a book, there's also hands, a sweater, and even some different hair options so you can get some different looks with this reader. Here I'm going to go through all of the dies. Here you can see the two hair options. There's more of a straight and then a wavy. You even have this little ponytail that you can add. Here's the book. There's several parts for the book as well. So that's the base. Then you have the top part, which is the pages. And then there's a couple details to the book. You have a little decoration or detail on the spine of the book. And then you have these two detail panels for the cover and the back of the book. So that creates a really wonderful dimensional looking book when you're all done. Here you have the forehead, which works for both styles of hair. Next you have a sweater. That's this piece here. There's also a pair of sleeves. And then there's even a nice little detail for the sleeves. You have like a little detail on the cuff of the sleeves, so you can make that a different color. And then of course you have a pair of hands. And then there's also these cute flowers here that you can use for lots of different purposes, but you can use them to, they mainly were designed to decorate the sweater. So you have the flowers and the flower centers. And then you have these additional kind of leaves and flowers. These are used to decorate the book cover, but again, you can use them for other purposes as well. And that last little die is the flower centers. So a lot of wonderful dies there. And here you can see the completed reader. So cute. I love that you can do different patterns on the sweater. You can choose to use the flowers or not. You can see this one, she's checkered. Here you can see the flowers applied to the sweater. Love that you can do different skin types and choose different hair colors based on your colored cardstock. So lots of fun ways to customize your reader or personalize the reader for the recipient. Here you can see an example of the reader turned into a boy or somebody with short hair. Our next product included in the kit is the To Be Read Pile die set. This die set contains a large die that creates a base which is a pile of books. And then you have these smaller dies, which I'm laying out. These dies will actually create the cover or the spine for each one of these books. So that way you can have each one of your books a different color. There are 8 books in total that create this pile of books. And I love how they're at different angles. And I love how some of them you can see the pages on the sides. And it's just a really wonderful focal point. And there is also a stamp set that coordinates with this die set as well. So here's the stamp set here. This is the To Be Read Pile stamp set. You can see this stamp set contains a bunch of stamps that are actually used to stamp the spine of the book to add that wonderful detail to that book. And not only do these stamp these beautiful details and patterns, but there's also sentiments as well. Here you can see these books are stamped kind of like tone on tone, which is a really more subtle look. And I love how when you use the dies and the stamp set together, you create not only your focal point, but your sentiment as well. And here's another wonderful example of that. You can see here it says, "You are wonderful, fantastic, incredible," and gold and emboss for a little bit more contrast. Next product we have included in the kit is the Professional Bookworm Stamp and Cut. It's a wonderful sentiment stamp set. There's also the included dies in the back, and these sentiments pair really wonderfully with all the book-themed products in this kit. We also have a paper pack included in the kit. We have 10 half sheets of colored cardstock in the shades of Waterfall, Seaside Peridot, Tuscan, Saffron Beeswax, Terracotta Carrot, Coral, and Bellini. And our last product included in this month's card kit is some gold hero wax. You get a 1 ounce container of gold wax. This is a wonderful texture medium. It's creamy and buttery and works great for lots of different purposes and techniques. As you can see, I'm pulling it out with my spatula. The first thing I'm going to show you is how to use it with a stencil, which is one of my favorite ways to use it. This is actually the layering stencil from this month, and I'm just applying the gold wax over the final stencil layer, and this is going to add that beautiful gold detail to the spine of all of these books. And here you can see the finished stencil. So cool. It's not only shiny, it's actually a little raised thanks to the texture medium. Another way you can use the wax is you can actually kind of thin it out with a little bit of water, so it just moves and glides a little bit more easily, and you can actually kind of paint the background of your panels. This will not only make it shiny and shimmery, but it'll even add a little bit of texture. So another fun and wonderful way to use the hero wax. And here you can see once it's all finished, paint it. I'll pick it up and hold it up to the camera so you can see the beautiful buttery shine of that gold wax. Another wonderful way to use it is to actually apply it to your die cuts. It'll add some shine as well as some dimension, but it also almost kind of distresses the die cuts a little bit too, so it's a really great way to kind of change the look of your die cut and add just that extra bit of texture, which always steps it up a notch. And here you can see I'm adding it to that wonderful pile of books that I included in the card kit. And once I finish kind of adding it and painting it, I'll hold it to the camera so you can get a look at all of that beautiful texture and shine thanks to the hero wax. Perfect, I think, for these books. And then probably one of my most used ways besides using with stencils is to actually splatter it. So if you add a little bit of water to your hero wax, again, to kind of thin it out, then you can use a paintbrush and splatter it to your backgrounds to, again, add some beautiful gold shine as well as texture. And that concludes all of our products included in the card kit. Now let's move on to our next monthly subscription, the die set of the month. Book Bag is this month's die set. This set creates a large book bag as your focal point. There's even dies to create the books to fill the book bag. And then you have sentiments as well. There's bookworm and hello. There's some flowers to decorate the bag. And there's even this adorable worm with his reading glasses, of course. Next up is the Stamp and Cut of the month. 1 page at a time is this month's Stamp and Cut. This set contains 5 images and 2 sentiments. You will also get the dies included in this that will cut out the images as well as the sentiments. Color these beautiful images in with your favorite coloring mediums to create gorgeous focal points for your cards. These images also resemble book labels or stickers, which opens a lot of fun creative possibilities as well. And our next monthly subscription is our Cling of the month. Checkered board is this month's cling. This 6x6 red rubber cling is perfect for backgrounds. Create bold, striking backgrounds with that checkered pattern. You can even fill in the design with smaller die cuts to create this gorgeous card here. This pattern is also very useful for adding a little bit of detail to either the sweater or the bag. There's lots of fun ways to use this wonderful stamp. Our next November subscription is the Layering Stencils of the month. On the shelf is this month's Layering Stencil set. This 4-piece stencil set creates a beautiful stacked book patterned background. This stencil pattern clearly works beautifully with the rest of the designs in this month's release. Use this stencil set with your inks and blending brushes to create beautiful backgrounds. Then add a little bit of the gold wax at the end to create this beautiful, shiny, and textured finish. This card has more of a tone-on-tone look, and I actually swapped the gold hero wax for hero paste to create white details on the books. Another creative way to use this stencil is to actually only use 2/3 of it to break up the background, and it also works perfectly for bookmarks. And this final card just shows you how beautiful it looks even without any texture paste, just ink blended with your inks. Now let's finish with our final subscription option, the Whole Studio. The Whole Studio includes all of the 5 previous subscription options, including the November Hero Studio Card Kit of the Month, the November Die Set of the Month Book Bag, the November Stampin' Cut of the Month 1 page at a time, the November Cling of the Month Checkerboard, and the November Layering Stencils of the Month On the Shelf. And last but not least, the bonus item for this month is the Do Not Disturb Stampin' Cut. The Do Not Disturb Stampin' Cut includes this 3x4 clear stamp that stamps these 2-step flowers and leaves, as well as several sentiments, and they're used to decorate the door hanger die cut, which can be used as a fun bookmark or a focal point for a card. And that completes our closer look at the November Hero Studio release. Be sure to check out our blog hop today celebrating this incredible release, packed with even more inspiration from the creative team and special guests. You can find that inspiration as well as pick up your November Hero Studio products at heroarts.com. Thank you so much for spending time with us today.